Hello and welcome back to VidEvage, and today we're gonna do a Q&A and you get to see me in my glorious glasses because, well, why not? I figured I needed to raise my IQ for this video, and what's life without, you know, having glasses and a cup of coffee? I can feel my intelligence raising already. Rising. Yes, me, English. Good. Okay, so I'm going to break this down into 3 categories. Personal questions, gaming questions, and channel questions, because I noticed there was a trend with all the questions that were asked, and I am very grateful. I'm super happy all you guys actually got into this, because this would have been a terrible video idea if nobody asked anything other than, you know, 1 or 2 questions. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's just start with the personal questions. Galaxy Draws asks, do I swear? I swear to keep producing good. No, I'm kidding. I know what you mean. Yeah, no, I do swear, but I try to keep it on the down low because I know that there are some younger viewers here on the channel. Generally, I keep it a habit not to swear at all unless I'm playing a horror game. If I'm playing a horror game, chances are likely I'm gonna cuss somewhere in that video because, well, when you're running for dear life, it's kind of hard not to. For the Tomp asks, what's your favorite food? Well, my favorite food in the whole world is probably going to be cheese pizza. Yes, that's right, cheese pizza, because I have not grown up since I was a teenager and I still really love pizza. I don't know why, but I am super simple. I don't like very colorful pizza, but if it's a cheese pizza, I am down. The Flowing Production asks, what's your favorite childhood memory? Actually, my favorite childhood memory was when I got my first laptop, and I didn't play games on it, believe it or not, because I was a console gaming guy. I didn't like the idea of playing games on PC. No, the reason why it's my favorite childhood memory is because when I got that laptop, that was when I started to actively write every day. Little known fact, I worked on a novel for probably like the first 10 years. I was about 12 or 13, so I worked on it for like 10 years on and off, going to work, coming back, because there was always an hour to kill, so I just bring the laptop along and I punch away. The entire story is a massive mess, but the reason, and coming back, the reason why it's my favorite childhood memory is because it brought to my attention how much I really enjoyed creating in general. I loved the idea of making things out of nothing. I played so many video games growing up. When I finally got the opportunity to make my own story, I was really into it, which is funny considering that I had no interest in writing up until that point, and then suddenly there was just this snap in my brain, and I'm like, I want to make stories, I want to make content, I want to do things. This is my passion. So that's my favorite childhood memory, is probably that, because that was what started what I am trying to do and continue to do today. Happy something G, I don't know, asks, what's your favorite color? Believe it or not, my favorite color is brown. Brown and green, those 2 colors generally. But if I had to pick between one and the other, I'd actually probably go with brown. Why? I don't know. I like earthy colors. I've been around it a lot. There's, you know, coffee has got an earthy color. This cup has got an earthy color. You notice a little bit of a trend there? I look outside and I see green, and I see dirt, and I see growth, and I see life, and I like those kinds of colors. I like the colors of growth, the colors of nature generally. Nature is, I'm a big fan of nature colors. Zero, oh, your name is an enigma, dude. It is seriously an enigma. I don't know what it is, but every time I stare into it, I see eternity staring back at me. Zero writes, if you could see the world in one color only, what color would it be and why? Good question, actually. That's a kind of a scary thought, because if you can only see in one color, I'm guessing I can see shades, right? Because if I can only see one color, I'm pretty sure that's like being blind. But if I could see like different shades, I'd probably go with brown or tan. I don't think I'd pick green. Green would make me a little bit nauseous. Brown's not a bad one. It has some nice definitions. If you have like tan brown and the darker browns. He also asked, what would you do if you came back home to see about 20 of your subscribers sitting on your couch, watching TV, chilling, and eating pizza? Well, first off, I hope it's good pizza, and I hope you brought cheese pizza, because if you didn't bring cheese pizza, I'd be hurt. I think, in all honesty, I would probably be on edge, mainly because of the surprise of it. But if it was 20 subscribers I was familiar with, people that I've talked to or have engaged with on a regular basis, I probably would really be down for that. I just, it's a comfort thing, right? So, depends on who those 20 subscribers are and if we've developed a relationship at all. If I've never seen you comment, if you're a subscriber of mine and I've never seen you comment and I don't know who you are, you'd be basically a stranger to me, and I'd be like, okay, there's 20 strangers in my house. What's going on? Last night asked, you have access to a game development company of your choice for an entire year. Which do you take over? And now that you're there, what game sequel do you make? Well, good question. You know the first company I would take over? EA. I get infuriated with EA. They have a habit of buying out smaller companies, absorbing them, and then just destroying whatever those companies became known for. I used to be a big BioWare fan when they were on their own. Their company got bought by EA, and since then they've never been able to produce the same kind of game content that I had really grown to love them for. I remember playing Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, and that game was fantastic. I loved Jade Empire. That was another game that I thought was great. And then Mass Effect, the first one came out, and yeah, okay, maybe there was too much time, you know, going from planet to planet, driving on the weird vehicle, and people had problems with that and other things. But you know what? It was an RPG, and you had choice, and it had consequence, and it was good. But then it was bought by EA. BioWare went from an RPG company that focused on, you know, the role play, the story building, and then suddenly everything that they produced had to be faster paced. By the time Mass Effect 3 came out and I saw the MMO addition onto it, I knew that had nothing to do with BioWare and what they wanted. It had everything to do with EA and what they were trying to do as far as their agenda goes. EA has a nasty habit of ruining game companies and squishing games and turning them into giant piles of poodoo, right? So the first thing I would do is I would take over EA, and I honestly would put a lot more emphasis on the smaller companies like BioWare and all the other companies that they've absorbed and destroyed. I'd bring those back. I'd want to put those back together because they were the companies that created those games that really brought something different. The AAA games that we get today, they've gotten so hollow. Holy Smokes asks, what's your favorite type of music and/or band, and do you play any instruments? Well, if you had asked me this question probably a year ago, I might not have had a good answer for you, because I am what I call music illiterate. I hear music, I listen to music, I don't really respond to music. It doesn't provide the same level of gratification it does for most people. It's like, I don't listen to music for fun. If I'm driving somewhere, guess what? I don't listen to the radio. I listen in silence. I love hearing myself think, so I'm in my own head a lot. But that being said, I did have a job that required a lot of grueling, normal work, so I needed something to help take that grind edge off. The thing that I actually fell in love with was called swing music, or more specifically, electro swing. I really like the peppiness, the upbeat nature of electro swing, and with that old time feel. There's something really nostalgic and fantastic about that beat, and I can almost never listen to swing music and be a down person or annoyed or anything like that. It's usually very, very upbeat. As for the instrument thing, I can play the piano a little bit. I'm not very good at it. I'm that guy who does the bing gang boom boom bang gang boom gang bam bam boom boom. Then that about sums up my music capabilities. Yeah. Loco Luke asks, if you were in high school, would you do YouTube if it wasn't I'm guessing but it was not distracting your grades. Okay, so if you're doing YouTube and it's not distracting your grades, would I do it? And what would I do? What should I do? Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase your question here, Local Luke. So, if I was in high school and I was thinking about YouTube, yeah, I would definitely do it. Unfortunately, I'm not the guy that is the best person to ask when it comes to your grades and YouTube, because I'm the guy who would put more time into YouTube than my grades. And that's not something most people would recommend, and I'm not recommending that either. That might get me into trouble later on for saying, but that's how I feel about that. So I would probably do YouTube easily. And as for what you should do, Local Luke, should you do news videos, gaming videos, or dumb, edgy garbage? Honestly, do what I highly recommend doing what interests you most. The thing about making content is it's something that you can get very passionate for, but it's going to be something that will inevitably turn into a grind. Expect failure. Failure is something you really need to get used to if you ever decide to make content of any kind, because it will always be present, but that does not mean that you should stop. Moving on to channel questions. Exomnia? I'm pronouncing that right, I hope. I am so glad you're still here. I remember you from my Life is Strange days, and seeing you comment again, it's a nice treat. It really is. Exomnia, when will you hit the 10K? Well, considering I've been on YouTube for quite a while, it seems like I'm a long ways away from that. But if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, if I keep doing the tactics, I'm trying to find ways to grow the channel. It's been tricky. The only thing that has worked is doing this crazy comment scheme that I've come up with. Actually, if I keep going at the rate that I'm going right now, and if I keep commenting, and let's say I get to, let's just assume that I get maybe 1,000 subscribers every 2 weeks. This is best case scenario kind of deal. I might be able to hit 10K in July, at the end of July or August. That might not be the case. It could take me a year. It could take me who knows how long. I hope it doesn't take that long. I would love to reach that number sooner, because then it opens up so many windows and possibilities for this channel, and it helps me to change my priorities and my time commitments. I mean, that's like a highly optimistic growth rate. It could take me who knows how long. Maybe you guys can help me with that. I don't know, share, comment, like, do everything you can. And maybe YouTube's algorithm will suddenly be like, oh, hey, maybe this guy's doing something. Exomnia also asks, are you going to be continuing the Life is Strange project at any time? Yes, 100% yes. Now, when I pick it up, I'm probably going to do it in chunks. It'll make it easier to go through, but the goal for this, I want to get Life is Strange done before the sequel comes out, because there will be a Life is Strange 2. I'm not talking about Before the Storm. I'm not going to do Before the Storm, because trying to justify me talking to Chloe in some way would be weird. I might do it as a straight up normal Let's Play if you guys are interested in that, but I want to get Life is Strange 1 done the way that I'm doing it before the sequel comes out, and that's what I'm gonna be attempting to do. So I'm gonna do the episodes. I'm gonna do them in chunks. BB Luigi Gaming asks, what are your plans for the future in this channel? So I'm pretty sure most of you have figured out by now that I really do want to make this into a viable platform in some way. I don't currently make any money at all doing anything on YouTube, so I have to figure out ways that I can justify putting more time into it, because I do have my main job, and then I also have a family to worry about. Currently, I want to do more content for the channel. I want to do 5 days of the week. I want to make it, sustainable. I need to be able to justify putting more time into YouTube, not less. And to do that, I have to be able to find a way to make that financially viable. I might open up a Patreon. I'm not saying that you guys should pay me anything for it, but I do want to keep the options open So I'm going to be looking for ways to try to make that. I could make, I don't know, merchandising. Some of the bigger YouTubers do it. I know how. I can make that available to you guys, and I can design some shirts and stuff that will be limited editions if I ever do get big. Some of the faith you guys have in me is astounding. Anyways, that's my basic plan for the channel. Is just I want to do more of it. I want to do more game-breaking things. I want to do more short films. I want to do a lot of things, but I also want to include you guys in what I make as much as possible. I'll be looking for ways to include you guys and to grow the channel in a way that makes this actually like a community. Salty Biscuits asks, will you be doing collabs with people in the future? Absolutely, 100% yes. So there's two thoughts on this. And one, I want to collab with the people who are watching me, aka you, or anybody who's watching, you know. I wanna make it like, I don't care if you have a YouTube channel or not. I want to be able to play with you guys in some episodes and actually, you know, just enjoy a community video, right? That would be nice. It would be fun. I think it would be a good time. I won't be able to do it all the time, but I want to do it occasionally enough that it makes it valuable to you and me. The other thing is I would like to collab with other channels, but I'm a bit picky when it comes to specific channels. Like if it's a one-on-one thing, I do want to look for other channels that have equal value or greater than my own, so that I can provide something for them and they can provide something for me. The whole point of most collabs is to be able to share subscribers and viewers and get other channels' viewer bases aware of more content, because if you hadn't noticed, YouTube doesn't do a great job of promoting smaller channels, so sometimes it's the best way to find new content creators is just to collab with other content creators in the same vein. And Happy Something G, I don't know, asks, what's your favorite video on your channel? My favorite video is Life is Strange Episode 2. It was the first time that I really took the type of content I'm making and took it really far. Lucian Club, what got you interested in YouTube all those years ago? A lot of things, actually. Back when YouTube first started, I thought, oh, this is kind of an interesting site. I didn't really get on it, though, up until like 2010. I think one of the first YouTubers I started watching was this guy called Michael Aranda. He inspired me to want to make vlog-styled videos, but he also did a little bit of visual effects in his stuff to really get me somewhat interested in visual effects. I watched a lot of his content. He's not as big as I thought he would be by now, because his content was fantastic. I loved everything that he did. I loved his style. He's still on YouTube now. You can find him, Michael Aranda. Maybe I'll put a link or something somewhere. I watched him for a while, and then along came Freddie W, which I saw before he started actively doing videos. Started watching a bunch of small VFX channels that did a lot of little interesting things, and I found Freddie W. Freddie W, when I found him, he had gone to some Comic-Con expo or something, and his channel wasn't that big, and I subscribed to him, and I just kept tabs on his stuff, and he did this letterbox video with the guitar, and I thought it was hilarious. Markiplier came along, and he's actually the first actual gamer I watched. I didn't think highly of Let's Plays back when it first became a thing. I thought it was the stupidest type of content you could possibly make, and then Markiplier made three hits on me. So the first time I saw him was when he was relatively small, and he did his Amnesia-styled videos. Like, I saw something or another, and I thought, oh, that's kind of nifty, but I didn't really watch much of it. I remember seeing him, and then I didn't subscribe, I didn't follow back or anything. I didn't follow up on it. And he showed up again with a Slenderman. I found Slenderman because at that time I was curious about the trend, and I was looking up videos, and his montage video of Slenderman showed up with, I think that's where he started saying poof. I thought that was hilarious. It was fantastic to watch. I loved the montage, but I still didn't subscribe. Then, the third time he showed up on my radar was he grew some more, and I was watching some other video, and guess what popped up? It was a Markiplier ad. And it was a 30-second snippet that showcased his channel, and I thought it was really well done. I loved it. But it did actually cause me to go and actively look for his channel again, and I found that he'd grown quite a bit, but then he'd still done more montages like that. And it was at that point that I actively kept tabs on him and started watching his content on and off, and eventually subscribing. So he worked on my my idea of Let's Play over time. He's probably the bigger reason why I started to get into Let's Plays in general, is because he made it look like a lot of fun. Firefly Arc. Okay, so what type of videos are you thinking about in the future for making? So a lot of the content that I'm doing today is a good highlight for what I'm trying to do in the future. Now I want to make a couple of short films here and there. I still want to get better at my filmmaking side of things. For the gaming content, I want to break those walls as much as possible. So the more times I can get a character to talk back to me, I want to do that. If I can get the character to interact with me, like actually interact with me, right? I'm going to do that. I want to take some characters from games that I've played, that I've added voices to, and have them pop up again later. I want to be able to kind of create this overall theme with the channel where when I'm popping into a game, it's somewhat narrative driven. Like, think of it like I'm popping into an alternate universe, and that universe is acknowledging my existence and probably telling me to get out of it half the time. Like Mimi talking back to me, I like that. Red talking back to me in Monstrum, I like that. Max from Life is Strange having a full conversation with me. These are the kinds of things that I want to do more of. I want to break those boundaries and really make it feel like I'm jumping from universe to universe and creating this long-term narrative as the channel grows. Firefly also asks, are you going to be working more on a schedule? So yes, I'm attempting right now to do 5 videos a week. I would like to upload a video at 8 o'clock every morning, so that way you guys throughout the day have something that you can come back to and watch wherever you are or whatever you're doing. But I found after doing this since the beginning of September that that schedule is not always feasible. Sometimes there's been a couple of weeks where I've only been able to do 4 videos, and sometimes I'm uploading in different parts of the day because I haven't been able to keep up with that type of schedule. I will keep at it, and eventually I might be able to develop a system where I can keep this consistent. I think it's reasonable to assume that I'll be able to hit 4 videos every week. If it gets to the summer and it gets really, really busy, it might be down to 3. But either way, every week there's going to be videos, and yeah, Monday to Friday is when I'll be posting. I will never post on weekends. Is there something about the old way of your videos you really like? There is, actually. One of the things I was kind of a fan of to some degree was I used text a lot in some of the older videos, especially the Monstrum ones. I used a lot of text. It had its pros and cons. Adding text to videos like that, you know, it made it interesting and different, but it also took a lot of work, and I'm not sure if it was really worth it in the end. However, there are certain jokes and gags that you really can't do unless you're putting text in the video. I hate it. Oh, okay. As far as the old videos, yeah, the thing I hate is actually the Let's Play box. Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of the small Let's Play blocks. I don't like that square cutout look. It feels so stiff. And when I'm trying to animate it and move it around, it feels awkward. Alright, now on to the gaming questions. Whoa, this video is going to get really long, I can already tell. Raids COD asks, which one is better, multiplayer or single player? Single player. I like single player. What? I'm selfish. BJ Bird Diaz, where would you consider your favorite in-game world and why? Ooh, that's a complicated question. My favorite in-game world is probably... I don't know what my favorite in-game world would be. So it's a big toss-up. I mean, I really enjoy Fallout. I like the Fallout world. I wouldn't want to live in it, but I enjoy the world because there's a lot of details and lore there, and it's really interesting, and I like the ghouls, and I like the robots, and I love the... Like, I'm a bit of a fan of the 1940s look. There's some fun vibe there. It has a very interesting feel. So that's my best answer for that one. I don't really know. Jake Lamb asks, what is your favorite game to play when not on YouTube? So I actually don't play much of any game when I'm not on YouTube. My downtime is non-existent. The last game that I played, and I really put more time than I should have into it, was a game called RimWorld on Steam. And RimWorld is great. It's fun. It reminds me of Firefly, if anyone's ever watched that TV series. I put a huge amount of time into that, so I would probably say RimWorld right now. Benjamin S. asks, what's your top 3 favorite games ever? Oh, good question. So my top 3 favorite ever games. Suikoden 2, number 1. Absolutely. That's my first real emotional experience playing a video game, actually. Tactics Ogre for the PlayStation 1. It's, you'll notice a trend here. A lot of my favorites are oldies from PS1 days. And my third favorite game is actually called Consortium. I'm really looking forward to the sequel of this game when it comes out. Consortium... It's another one of those multi-choice types of games that has a lot of different paths, a lot of different things that can change depending on your reactions. And you know what? It is very possible I may do a Let's Play on this game later on, but I'm not committed to it yet. Firefly Arc also asks, what have been your favorite games to have played? Those top 3 there that I just listed are pretty much the big ones from my younger days. They are nostalgic. I will always love playing them whenever I can afford the time. And the last question is, if you could trade places with a character in a video game for one day, who would it be and why? Sans from Undertale. I would love to know what it's like to be Sans for a day, because that guy has a lot of mystery to him, and I'm very curious to see what he can see, if you know what I mean. Alright guys, thanks for watching this. This was probably way longer than it should have been, but this is the first Q&A I've ever done. Sorry, I ramble. I know I ramble. It's a fault of mine. Yeah, thanks for asking these questions, guys. I appreciate the interest, and I hope you enjoyed my responses. So I guess that's it for today. I will see you guys in another video. So until then, you know it. Uh-oh, looks like I forgot one. Addy JP asks, what's your least favorite video on your channel and why? Well, my least favorite video has to do with a game called Bloody Boobs, and the title of the game is pretty much exactly why I am not very proud of it.